that give the loans, and that has the responsibility for issuing the money to the other banks. That is the central bank. Next one is the specialized bank. Specialized bank means in this specialized bank, NABARD is also a specialized bank because specialized bank came for special purpose. That is, NABARD is also came for special purpose. In this specialized bank, NABARD means National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. Agriculture and Rural Development Bank. This bank is mainly concentrate on rural sector and also the agriculture. Next one, specialized bank is Exim Bank. Exim Bank is Export Import Bank of India. Next specialized bank is SIDB and the IDBI, that is a Small Industries Development Bank of India, and also the Industrial Development Bank of India. These are some of the specialized bank. Commercial bank means you already know that is the commercial bank. Indian Bank, Central Bank, and the State Bank of India. These are all the commercial bank. In this commercial bank, you see that is the public sector bank. Public sector banks is that is the Union Bank of India, Indian Bank, State Bank. These are all the public sector banks. Private sector bank, that is the Lakshmi Vilas Bank and the ICICI, HDFC. These are the private sector banks. Under the foreign banks, next one is the development bank. This development bank is focusing on development purpose. Next type of bank is cooperative bank. In this UG and all, you are all visited that PSES and the district cooperative banks, primary agriculture cooperative societies. These are the you already visited. These are comes under the cooperative banks. These are the 5 banks in India. That is the, if you ask, means central bank, specialized bank, commercial bank, development bank, cooperative bank. In this specialized bank, NABARD. What are the NABARD? NABARD is working for rural sector and also the farming sector. So what are the schemes related to NABARD? Today we see about the NABARD schemes. Next one, NABARD. NABARD was implemented in 12th July 1982. The present chairman of NABARD is Dr. G.R. Chintala. In this, the NABARD is having the headquarters at Mumbai. Dr. G.R. Chintala is appointed as chairman on 27 May 2020. For chairman of the NABARD is only the 3 years duration is. Next, we directly go to the NABARD schemes. In these NABARD schemes, there will be 2 categories. One is concentrating on farm sector and another one is non-farm sector. NABARD Bank, I am already told, it is focused on rural sector and also the farming peoples. So that is the farming and rural sector it focuses. So that's why the farm sector and non-farm sector. First, we go to the farm sector. What are the schemes comes under the farm sector? Let's we see about the first scheme is Agriclinic and AgriBusiness Center scheme. That is AC ABC scheme. In this AC ABC scheme, NABARD has the subsidizing agency. This scheme is implemented by the government of India. First, we see about what is the main motto of coming this Agriclinic and AgriBusiness Center scheme. To supplement the effort of public extension system. In this our agriculture department, there will be for 1:800. For one agriculture extension officer will concentrate on 800 farmers. So it is huge to concentrate. So that's why Agriclinic and AgriBusiness Center scheme came. Agriclinic means you already know what is Agriclinic. The farmer Agriclinic means we are also agriculture. We are all agriculture graduates. We are responsible for setting the Agriclinic. Like the hospital and the clinic. For medical clinic means how the doctor will consult. The same only the Agriclinic also with 60% of subject is covered under agriculture. If we studied means we are also eligible for setting the Agriclinic. Let's we see about Agriclinic and AgriBusiness Center scheme. Both the schemes are used for agriculture development. The main aim of the scheme is to create the employment opportunities to the agriculture graduates. Agriculture graduate means the bachelor's degrees or diploma holders or intermediate students also. If they studied in intermediate, that is the +2 level, with 55% of mark, 55% of subject covered in agriculture, they are also eligible. Or otherwise, if the University Grant Commission approved that the subject has covered 60%, means that persons are also eligible for AC ABC scheme. Next one, Agriclinic. Agriclinic is to provide the expert advice. It provides expert advice. It may be for soil health and cropping practices, plant protection measures, and if they are having the crop insurance and scheme related consultations and post-harvest technologies. These are all, they provide expert advice for the farmers. So that's why the Agriclinic has came. Next one is the Agri-Business Center. Agri-Business Center, before we go to the Agri-Business Center, what is the agripreneur? What is first we say about entrepreneur? The person who is taking the business activity is entrepreneur. Entrepreneur. So that's why if they take, the entrepreneur is responsible for taking any activity in agriculture, means that is the agripreneur. Agriculture come entrepreneur, that is agri-based entrepreneurship. That is the agripreneur. So for ours, we are all farm graduates. Farm graduates are taking the agri-business centers, means agri-ventures. They are responsible for implementing the agri-ventures by getting a loan from the commercial banks under NABARD. And also in this agri-business center, there is a credit-linked back-ended composite subsidy. What is credit-linked back-ended composite subsidy? This scheme is agri-business center scheme is back-ended composite subsidy. That is in the micro irrigation scheme. When we are implementing the micro irrigation scheme, means fully implemented. After that, the government will provide the subsidy. So that is the back-ended subsidy. First, we implementing with our own cost. After that, we are responsible to, with the receipt we are taking to for subsidy. So that's why they giving the subsidy to ours. That is the back-ended subsidy. First we do, after that with the receipt we can get the subsidy. That is the back-ended subsidy composite program. Next one, who can benefit from the schemes? I'm already told that farm graduate in agriculture and allied subject having the 50 or 60% of a person covering the agriculture content. So that persons are also eligible for this AC ABC scheme. Next one, National Livestock Mission. National Livestock, the name itself, livestock means it is concerned with the livestock activities. Livestock means it can give the poultry venture capital fund for poultries, and also the integrated development of small ruminants and rabbit and pig development, and the salvaging and rearing of male buffalo cubs. These are the 4 components in this National Livestock Mission is concentrating. In this National Livestock Mission, it is implemented on 2014 to 15 for improving the sustainable sector, that is sustainable development in the life sector activities. It is implemented by Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. In this National Livestock Mission, our NABARD is the channelizing agency. They will give the fund to the persons who are implementing, who are developing the poultry sets, piggery sets, and persons who are setting. Next one, who can benefit from the scheme? It may be farmers or individual entrepreneurs, NGOs, companies, cooperatives. These are all they are benefit from this National Livestock Mission. In these eligible financial institutions, they are also giving the commercial bank, regional rural bank. These are the eligible financial institutions by providing to the National Livestock Missions. In this GSS, ensuring end use of subsidy released. If some schemes having if there is a misuse, that is if the person is get the loan for the pigger set, the person is won't be if the person is get the loan for piggery shed, means if they are responsible to make the piggery shed, or otherwise they can use for own purpose, means that is the misuse. If the misuse happens, means that financial bank, that is a private bank or commercial bank, which bank is responsible for giving the subsidy, means that is responsible to repay the loan. So that is this scheme is came, that is GSS, ensuring end user subsidy released. Next one is interest subvention scheme. It is implemented on 2006 to 2007. Interest subvention scheme is giving subsidy to the farmers, that is receive short-term credit at 7% with an upper limit of rupees 3 lakh on the principal amount. That is, it is implemented in Kharif 2006 to 2007. If the farmer having the crop loan, he has to given the 2% subsidy on the interest rate 7%. So he is responsible to pay 5% only. That is the interest subvention scheme came. In this interest subvention scheme, the maximum amount is 3 lakh. Or otherwise, in the 7%, they will be giving the 2% of the interest subvention. Next one. The scheme is introduced in Carib 2006 to 2007. If there is a possible in questioning, what is the last 5 years interest subvention scheme percentages? That is the 2%. Last 5 years is 2%. Before that, there will be 1.5%. After before that, 3%. Before that, that is 2%. It started with 2%. After that, 1.5% came. After the 3%, now it is 2%. In the last 5 years, what is the interest subvention for the scheme means to only 2%. Next one, incentive to farmers on prompt repayment. If the farmer is repaying at correct time means they will also encourage to giving the subsidies. In this incentive to farmers on prompt repayment, that is, if the farmer has taken the crop loan for 1 year means if they pay the crop loan within the 1 year means it can give the incentive to the farmers. That will be encouraging, that will be act as a motivating factor for the farmers. So in the last 5 years, starting from 2015 to 2020, the incentive to farmers on prompt repayment is 3%. If the farmer having the 7% of interest rate on taking the crop loan means in this 3% is considered. If they pay within the 1 year, within the time period means they will give us a 3% as incentive. So that it will be motivate. Or otherwise, if they pay after the 1 year means it will be 7%. So that is the incentive to farmers on prompt repayment is 3%. Next one, relief to farmers, that is interest subvention is 2%. Interest subvention to small and marginal farmers against negotiable warehouse receipt. If the farmer taking the crop loan for a period of 1 year, if they having that time, if they sell the produce at that time means it will be fetch the lower price means, so the farmers go for storing in the warehouse. So if the farmer is storing in the warehouse, after that they are responsible for sale means we can give that the interest subvention to small marginal farmers. If the one farmer has taken the crop loan for a period of 1 year, if they has the need to pay within the 1 year, so if the produce is that time, there will be the produce is low cost means if they can store the produce, after that they will sell. If they store means they took the receipt from the warehouse, so he has to submit that receipt to the bank. So they will extend the six month extra period for the repayment. So that is with the 6-month repayment period, they also give subsidy, that is the 2% subsidy on the interest rate of 7%. So this scheme is introduced in 2011 to 2012. The interest subvention scheme, the main aim is if the farmer took the crop loan means they only eligible for acquiring this benefit. Interest subvention on working capital to animal husbandry and fisheries. This scheme also before that is small and marginal farmers. On farm sector only the interest subvention is concentrated. After that, the interest subvention on working capital to animal husbandry and fisheries also extended in 2018 to 2019. The farmers who having the Kisan credit card only, they are eligible for the interest subvention scheme. But they will give the subsidy 2% subsidy if the loan amount is 7% means the RBI gave that NABARD gave the 2% interest subsidy to the bank, and the bank are responsible to giving the 3% subsidy to the farmers who pay within the period. That the subsidy amount is rupees 2 lakh, not exceeding the 2 lakh. So that way, in this, the farmers having definitely the Kisan credit card, they only the eligible. Next one, withdrawal of interest subvention on other than KCC account. From 1/4/2020, the government has ordered the farmers who having the Kisan credit card scheme is only avail the benefits of prompt repayment incentive. Prompt repayment incentive, that is, if the farmer is paid on the time means they will give the prompt repayment, that is the incentive to farmers. Next one, new agriculture marketing infrastructure, that is AMI. new, that is agriculture marketing infrastructure, is sub scheme of ISM, that is integrated scheme for agriculture marketing. It is applicable for new credit linked projects. First, the government has planned the project from 22 to 2018 to 31/3/2020. After that, it will be extended to 2021. First, it gives the subsidy to the 25% to 33.3%. The farmers have special long-term refinance schemes due to the COVID-19 era, so that the scheme will be extended to 2021. The special long-term for COVID-19, the special long-term refinance scheme for transformation of PSCs and MSCs, and also the waterside areas and valley project areas, and the micro food processing activities, and the structured finance and the partial guarantee program to NBFCs and the MFIs. Next one is the Dairy Entrepreneurship Development Scheme. This scheme is implemented by NABARD in 2010. This scheme also back-ended capital subsidy. The NABARD will give the fund to the farmers when they are the NABARD is giving them for the cattle shed, means cattle shed, or milk equipment, means milk equipment for buying the milk equipments, and also then cattle shed means after the buying, the farmer has to produce the receipt to the NABARD. So that's why they will release the subsidies. That is, it is the back-ended capital subsidy for bankable projects. In this, the objective of the scheme is to promote the modern dairy farms, and also the calf rearing, and also the processing of the milk and the traditional technologies to handle milk on a commercial scale. And it has to provide infrastructures to the cattle. Eligible beneficiaries. The eligible beneficiaries are, it may be farmers or individual entrepreneurs, NGOs, and companies. The companies means the farmer producer organizations and farmer producer companies. They are also eligible finance beneficiaries in Dairy Entrepreneurship Development Program. And also the eligible for self-help groups also eligible, and the milk unions, cooperative societies, milk federations, etc. These are the eligible beneficiaries. In Tamil Nadu and all, Avin is the cooperative societies, and Amul, these are the cooperative societies. They are also eligible in the Dairy Entrepreneurship Development Programs. An individual will also be available the assistance for all the components. In this Dairy Entrepreneurship Development Program, the NABARD is giving only one time for each component. If the farmer buying the cattle shed, means after that they won't be again apply to the, they won't allowed to again apply for the cattle shed. They are if they bought the milk rearing, milk processing equipment, means they won't be allowed to buy the next time for the milk equipment, equipment. Next one is the financial institutions eligible for refinance under the scheme is, that is a commercial bank, RRBs, state cooperative banks, and other institutions who are eligible under the NABARD. Next one, linkage with the credit. That is the pattern assistant. It gives a 25% subsidy to the general category. The farmer is having in this Dairy Entrepreneurship Development Program, the farmer is comes under the general category, means it will be subsidy with 25%. It may be SC/ST farmers, means it will be 33%. That the entrepreneur contribution for loans beyond ₹1 lakh to there will be 10% of the project cost will be should be paid by the farmer. Next we see about the off-farm sector schemes. In this off-farm sector schemes, first the credit linked capital subsidy scheme, that is CLCSS. Its main name is the credit linked capital subsidy scheme is for micro and small enterprises. It is implemented in October 2000 for technology upgradation of small scale industries. That is the credit linked capital subsidy scheme is came. Next one, Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, that is the National Rural Livelihood Mission, that is the DAY NRLM. NRLM means National Rural Livelihood Mission. First, NRLM was renamed in March 29, 2016. NRLM, National Rural Livelihood, means it will be main focus is poverty reduction by concentrating on the poor, particularly women, to help them to financial services to the poor and also the women. Next one is the Weavers package. Weavers package means the National Handloom Development Program (NHDP). It is implemented in 12th plan. It also centrally sponsored plans. So giving the National Handloom Development Program, they will giving the Weavers package. They will uh, totally weaving the all the loans that is taken by the handloom farmer, handloom persons. Next one, revival, reform, restructuring package, the RR package, and the institutional credit component, that is the integrated handloom development scheme, comprehensive handloom development scheme as scheme. In this comprehensive handloom development scheme, there is three components. First one is integrated handloom development scheme. Next one is marketing and export promotion scheme, and diversified handloom development scheme. In this class we seen about the NABARD schemes. Before that, in the previous classes we see about the what is the agriculture schemes and rural development schemes. After that, pre and post independence schemes, and the employment generation schemes, women empowerment schemes, and the poverty alleviation schemes. And now we seen that NABARD schemes. We have a glimpse of the previous class, so it will be useful for you. Before the next month, we will provide a total description of the schemes, so it will be useful for in the exam time. So we will provide as soon as possible. We will provide the material. Let's we see the glimpse of the previous classes, so it will be useful for you. The schemes of central government. First, we see about the previous classes, means that is the TRISEM, that is the training of rural youth and self-employment. It is TRISEM means it is implemented in 1979. What I am told that TRISEM, training for rural youth of self-employment, the youth means that is 18 to 35 years of age. What I am told, that is the 2 lakh peoples has to be given training for the self-employment. Next program is Integrated Rural Development Program. Integrated Rural Development Program. It is implemented in 1980. Integrated Rural Development Program. The main concentration of the scheme is IRDP is the rural poor by creating the self-employment opportunities. Next scheme is National Rural Employment Program, that is NREP. That is NREP is implemented in 1980s. It is focusing on rural poor through self-employment. Next one is RLEGP. That is the Rural Landless Employment Guarantee Program. It is implemented in 1983. Rural Landless Employment Guarantee Program is RLEGP, means it provides the rural landless farmers who are responsible for RLEGP. Next scheme is Javagar Rozgar Yojana. Javagar Rozgar Yojana, that is JRY. In this, please remember this JRY and also NRY. First JRY, Javagar Rozgar Yojana. This Javagar Rozgar Yojana is implemented in 1989. Next NRY, Nehru Rozgar Yojana, that is also implemented in 1989. In this JRY, Javagar Rozgar Yojana, it focusing on providing employment opportunities to unemployed rural persons. For NRY, Nehru Rozgar Yojana, that also in the same year, that is focusing on employment opportunities to urban peoples. Urban means NRY, rural means JRY. Next scheme is Employment Assurance Scheme. Employment Assurance Scheme came in 1993. It providing the employment opportunities of at least 100 days. That is the Employment Opportunity Program. Employment Assurance Scheme. Now the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment MGNREJ scheme. MGNREJ concept is 100 days work. So that is giving 100 days of work to the family. Next scheme is SGSY. SGSY is Swarna Jayanti Gram Swarozgar Yojana. It is implemented in 1999. Next one is PMGY, Pradhan Mantri Gram Udya Yojana. That is Pradhan Mantri Gram Udya Yojana is implemented in 2000 with 5 critical areas. One is the primary health, and the education. Next one, housing, rural roads and drinking water and nutrition. These are the 5 critical areas focused on Pradhan Mantri Gram Udaya Yojana. Next one, Annapurna scheme. Annapurna means that is it is related to food. Annapurna schemes. So Annapurna scheme is came in 2000. Its main aim is to create a hunger-free India. In this India, no one will be hunger. So that is the main motto of this Annapurna scheme. That is came in 2000. Next one is rural development programs. Rural development programs means we already seen that CDP, Community Development Program. The Community Development Program is implemented in, that is Mahatma Gandhi's birthday in 1952. That is October 2, 1952. After that, National Extension Service, 1953. After that, 1954, there will be community development blocks will came. These schemes are focusing on rural areas as a community participation. Next one is the National Fund for Rural Development and the Council for Advancement of People Action and Rural Technology. The CAPART. CAPART is came in 1986. CAPART main aim of CAPART is voluntary actions for the rural peoples. Next one is the PMGSY, Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. I'm already told the PMGSY means they will connecting the rural sectors to the urban areas. So it will be helpful for the transporting the produce by the farmers. So that's why the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana connecting the rural to the markets. That is this scheme is came in 2000. In this scheme, I'm told that the plains and also the hilly areas. If the hilly areas means there will be 200 households. Uh, if the plains means there will be 250 households. Next one is the Indira Awas Yojana. It came in 1999. Next one is the DPAP, Drought Prone Area Programs. DPAP came in the year 1974. The main aim of DPAP is to providing the water conservation structures by storing the water. So this scheme is mainly responsible. Next one is the Desert Development Program. Desert Development Program is 1977 to 1978 to mitigate the effects of desertification. Desert Development Program constructing the water structures, and also they are the planting the trees in the around the water conservation methods. So it will be helpful for the recreating the areas. So that is the Desert Development Program as came in 1977 to 1978. Next scheme is Integrated Wasteland Development Program. It came in 1989 to 1990. By integrated wasteland development programs, the land which are kept under barren lands, which are considered as a wasteland, that will be in this scheme. It will be focusing to make the land as a more fertile. So that's why the scheme is came. That is the Integrated Wasteland Development Program. Came in 1989 to 1990. Next, we see about the women empowerment programs. In these women empowerment programs, I am told about DAWCRA, that is Development of Women and Children in Rural Areas. DAWCRA, DWCRA. It came in 1982. The main focus of DAWCRA is to improve the socio-economic status of the poor women in the rural areas. So that's why DAWCRA scheme is came. Next time told about the Rashtriya Mahila Course, from Mahila Samriddhi Yojana. Rashtriya Mahila Course, National Credit Fund for Women. This scheme is implemented in 1993. It provides microfinance service to the that is the poor women or self-help groups or socially or economically disadvantaged women. So it will be helpful for the national credit. That is Rashtriya Mahila Course will give direct credit to the disadvantaged women or poor women or socially economically backward women. It will be main focus by giving financial service. So it will be helpful to create the employment opportunities or own business and all. So Rashtriya Mahila Course as came. Next one is child welfare programs. Child welfare programs is integrated child development service. It is came in 1975. The child welfare program 1975 came means ICDS. The scheme is main focused on that is the health nutrition to infants. That is kids who are below the age of 0 to 6 years. The mothers know that what are the nutrients will give to the children. So that's why the integrated child development service as came. Next one, education oriented programs. Educated oriented programs. In this educated oriented program, we seen that midday meal scheme. Midday meal scheme is the largest feeding school program in the world. Midday meal scheme means providing the meals to the students who are coming to the schools on the afternoon. If the students are coming in for the school means they will get the food in the afternoon. So that's why the midday meal scheme as came. It is the largest feeding school program in the world. Please remember this. It is implemented in 1995. It is the largest feeding school program in the world means midday meal scheme. Next one is the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. Today we told that SSA means Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. It is implemented in 2001. The all children has complete the education up to 10th. That is up to 8th is compulsory. That is the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. Next we see about the some important scheme, that is the intensive agriculture development program. We already seen that intensive agriculture development program. It is implemented in 1962 1661. The main aim of the IADP is to provide seeds to the farmers, fertilizer to the farmers, or agriculture development program is technology wise. These are the important. Next one, 1964 to 65 intensive agriculture area program as came. It is implemented by our Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. It focuses on special, that is technology wise on the areas. Next one, 1966 to 67, we already seen that HYVP. HYVP is high yielding variety programs. High yielding variety programs means that is high yielding crops has to be high yielding seeds as introduced in this time. So in this time is the responsible for the green revolution. So 1966 to 67 green revolution happens in the both rice and also the paddy. So introduction of the new seed varieties, high yielding seed varieties in 1966 to 67. So that's why the green revolution happens. This scheme is implemented and introduced by Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Next scheme, 1974, there is a two scheme, that SFDA and MAFL. SFDA, Small Farmers Development Agency, and Marginal Farmers Development Agency. It gives the technical and financial assistance to the farmers. It may be small farmers and marginal farmers. It providing both technical and financial assistance. Small and marginal farmers. What is the land category for small farmers? Small farmers is below the 2 hectares is the small farmers. Below the 1 hectare is marginal farmers. Next one is the Command Area Development Program, CADP. Command Area Development Program. It is implemented in 1975. Its main aim is to make the irrigation effective utilization. So that's why this Command Area Development Program has came. Next scheme is 1985 Comprehensive Crop Insurance Scheme. 1985 it came. That is mainly focusing on crop insurance activities. Next one, next schemes are Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. And the health related schemes we seen means National Rural Health Mission, which is implemented in 2005. These are the schemes we already seen that in the previous classes and all. And we already seen that the Pradhan Mantri Gram Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Sinchai Yojana, and the Soil Health Card Scheme, and the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. These are the schemes we already seen in the previous classes. Within the next month, I will provide the materials of these schemes, so it will be useful for you to study for further. Sir, sir.
Yes, sir.
So let's be wind up, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you. That's all for today's class, students. If you have any questions, time for discussion. You can ask any questions if you have any doubt regarding with this lecture. Students, it's time for discussion.
Students, if you have any questions, please free to ask the students. I will provide the notes of these classes, and also I am providing that the rural development schemes, agriculture development schemes, total material to you as soon as possible. I will provide.
No questions, students? Okay, sir. I think there is no more questions from student sides. We can wind up the session. And remember, students, at 4 o'clock, at 4 to 5, we have a soil science class today. And be ready for that. And we will send the link after 1 hour. Thank you, sir. You can leave the class.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, students.
Well, students, to be ready for